Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, this is David with Financial Phoenix, and today we're going to talk about our favorite resale software, ScoutIQ, how to use it, how to interpret the data quickly and easily, even if you don't have any technical expertise, and how to leverage the app's features to put the most money possible into your pocket whenever you go on your fun book flipping adventures. This app has been the single best investment we've made in our resale journey. And it's the one tool that I could never imagine working without. So let's get started and I'll show you what I mean. Now, before you start, you're going to want to make sure that you've downloaded the free Amazon seller app. We've talked about that before. And make sure you've registered your account with Amazon as a seller. Once you've done that, the first thing we need to do for ScoutIQ is to download the app. It's available on your app store, whether it's with an Apple device or an Android. And you can actually support our channel by clicking the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video to perform your download. And you're going to get a free 14-day trial. So you're going to get to use this for quite a while and get a feel for it at absolutely no cost. I can say with absolute confidence that if you have any interest in book flipping as your side hustle, or maybe even more, possibly a job someday, you're going to be really happy that you tried this out for free. You can cancel at any time, completely risk-free, but I'm very confident that you won't even think about that once you've had a chance to use it in the field. It won't even cross your mind. The app is really incredible. And we're going to demonstrate that in just a few moments. And Caleb and Matthew, who run things there, are two of the most hands-on, genuinely helpful people that I've ever worked with or done business with. I had an issue setting up a secondary account on ScoutIQ, and instead of giving me some kind of form letter IT ticket response, Caleb actually reached out to me personally, reached out to me directly, and made sure my issue was completely solved then and there. He didn't make me wait on a solution. And that's an exceptional customer interaction. That's a big part of why I'm so passionate about these guys and the products that they put out. In addition to the fact that they pay our mortgage, so that doesn't hurt either. It's just a really great product. Matthew has been just as helpful regarding his awesome repricing software. That's called New Price. He's been just as helpful to us regarding that. But we're going to make that a subject for a future video about price management. Once you've downloaded and opened the ScoutIQ app and completed your registration through our link, you're going to want to download the database, which is located here on the left side of your screen. This ensures that the app is providing you with buy or pass recommendations based on the most recent data made available by Amazon. The best part about working through database mode is that you can source books anywhere, whether you have a cell signal, Wi-Fi, or neither one. So if there's ever a book sale in a bomb shelter, you're going to have a leg up on loads of other book flippers. Just kidding. But it does absolutely come in handy for library basements and things like that. So definitely utilize it. I update my database before every sourcing trip. But as long as you're updating consistently, you can ensure you're always connected to the best data available. Now, there are a few different ways to scan books. Now, also DVDs and CDs are coming soon, so be sure to keep an eye out for that update. But what I want to do is talk about the lookup features. So there are a few different options. The easiest one is barcode scanning. So if you don't already have a scanner, that's okay. We're going to talk about that in a future video. It'll allow you to speed the process up massively and save your phone's battery. But I just want to show you how to get started without buying any additional tools. So just keep an eye out for that video in the future. At this point, all you're going to need to do is go ahead and click on the Scout button in the middle of the screen. Then you're going to click on this button that says Scan and just hold this camera over the barcode. This is going to use your phone's camera. Now, you heard the cue there. That's the cue for a reject. That's saying that this book is not currently a good buy based on the triggers that ScoutIQ has already preset for you. And I suggest using those settings for the most part. That's actually one of the best things about the app, is that the settings are ready to go right out of the box. So just to talk a little bit about the details of the books and what these numbers mean, I'm going to go ahead and scan one more using that same method. Just tap and hover over with the camera. Now this is what we're talking about. This is definitely an accept. This book is currently projected, if we price it properly, to give us $15.75 worth of profit, and that is after all of the FBA fees. So that's actually a really great pickup. One of the things I want to talk about is rank, and then another is eScore. So sales rank basically is ranking this item within its category on Amazon. So I believe the last estimate I saw said that there were over 50 million unique titles, 50 million unique item numbers in the book category. And this item is ranked 101,000 out of that 59 million. So that's an extremely high seller. 100,000 ranked book is probably sold within the last hour or so. And the other thing that we have that is unique to ScoutIQ is the eScore, which you'll see right up here. I'm kind of circling over with my cursor. eScore is actually one of the handiest pieces of information that ScoutIQ makes available to you versus the other apps. And what this means is eScore is how many sales of this title, how many sales of this item number have occurred within the past 180 days. So as you can see here, a 76 eScore means it's sold a little less than every other day. So that's very quick sales. If I were to list this item, this is actually my personal book, so I won't be doing that. But if I were to list this book, it'll probably sell within a day or two, definitely within a week at the absolute most. And it does show the prices here. These are merchant fulfilled prices, and these are FBA prices. So these are the ones where we're sending the big box into Amazon, and they're doing all the work. This is where the seller actually has to store the book on their bookshelf and ship it out at their own expense when it does sell. So as you can see here, if we price this book appropriately, we're going to make a nice little profit on it. And then there's also the sell back your book icon that we'll talk about in just a moment as well. I just want to get to the basics before we discuss that, but that's a huge feature as well. Another way that we can scan books, if we don't have access to the barcode for some reason, is an ISBN scan. So we're going to click the same scan button right over here, the same one we've been using. However, if for some reason we didn't have access to the barcode on this book, what we would do is we would select ISBN. It would give us a smaller box. And then we would place the ISBN number inside that box. And again, we get the same result. So the ISBN number can either be found on the back of the book or inside of the book, typically where the publishing information is available. And those are great options to locate a book if you don't have access to the actual barcode, if it's been ripped off, if they've drawn through it with marker, if it's a book that just doesn't have one for some reason. Those are all great options to go ahead and look the book up. Another option that we have is manual lookup or voice lookup. So basically that is clicking inside this box and then either typing on the keyboard to type out the title, or we can use the voice option if you see the microphone right there. So for instance, what I can do is if I want to look this same book up, I would click and I would just state the title of the book, like so, The Way of the Wolf. Another feature that we can take advantage of is customizing our buy cost so that we can customize our results to match the location that we're sourcing in. For instance, if I were to have found this same book, if this was on my bookshelf at home, which it is in this case, the buy cost of 0 would be accurate because that's a book that I don't have to spend money in order to source. Maybe it was gifted to me. Maybe I've had it for years and it's just taking up space. So you can actually start with books in your home and there would be a buy cost of 0. If I were to go to a thrift store and every book was $1, I just click where it says buy cost in the corner. I hit plus, it goes up in 50-cent increments. So I go 50 cents and then one more time makes it $1. I just exit out and now the buy cost is at $1. And now it's going to show me those updated profits based on the fact that the buy cost is $1. So you can set that to match whatever location you're sourcing in, and that'll give you a much better idea of if this book truly is a good buy or not. However, this one is pretty much always a good buy. The next thing to talk about on the screen is the sell back your book icon. Now you do have to enable this in your settings. I'll show you where to do that. So if you were to back out to the main screen and go to your settings, you'll go to wholesale integration at the bottom of the page, and you'll just make sure that sell back your book is switched on, switched red. So that is actually going to tie you in with sellbackyourbook.com. They're one of the biggest buyers and sellers of used books. And the great thing about it is there are a lot of books that are either not profitable to sell fulfilled by Amazon, or the profit is negligible. It's $1 or $2, but you can actually send these books in to sell back your book. You can get paid very quickly. You don't have to wait for that item to sell. And you can just turn that money around and put it right back into your resale business. So for instance, if I were to sell this book to them, I would simply click the sell back your book icon. It will add it to my cart with sell back your book. And then I simply close this icon and keep moving on, keep adding scans. Once I've finished scouting all of the books that I'm going to purchase, and I've added all of the books to my sell back your book cart that makes sense to sell to them, then all I have to do is complete the order with them, hit review cart. It will allow me to complete the order, which I'm not going to do at this point, but it's a very simple process, just a couple of clicks. They will ask you for some information if you haven't already created an account with them. They will email you the label for your box, and they'll email you a copy of the list of contents for you to include in their box. You don't have to do any special packaging. Just throw it in any old box, put their label on it. It's already prepaid. You ship it to them. They review the contents to make sure that they are what you say they are. And within a matter of days, you typically get paid by PayPal. I think they might have some other payment methods as well, but PayPal is really quick, really efficient. And I can usually turn my books around with them in about a week and start putting that money back into my business. So it's a great feature to keep in mind. I'm going to go ahead and remove this from my cart, but it's a great feature to use. For instance, if you're in a thrift store, you're getting books in bulk, or maybe you're getting a bunch of books for free when you do a haul away. You may see a book that's only $1 profit if you sell at FBA, but maybe you can get $2 from sellbackyourbook.com, or maybe even they just match the dollar offer. But the fact of the matter is that saves you a lot of trouble on a handful of titles. It helps you get money back into your pocket to recoup the cost of your sourcing. And it's just something that I don't see enough people taking advantage of when they're out in the field. I see people using ScoutIQ, but not necessarily using this feature. So I definitely want you to be fully prepared to use this feature. The company is great, sellbackyourbook.com. They work really efficiently, and it'll just help you keep sourcing because you'll keep putting that extra $20 or $30 back in your pocket after you've made your run and hit your thrift stores. Turn that money right back around and just source more books. So you can just keep plowing those profits back. Just going to take a look at a couple other examples just to kind of see some other things you might run into. So for instance, this is another one. The price is quite high on this book, but I believe that this is a title I'm restricted on. So this would be a case where I might not want to sell it back directly to them. I might want to look into another platform, maybe eBay or something like that, or possibly restrictedinventory.com. That would be another option as well. So there are a couple of different places that you can unload those titles. Let me just scan one more for you here. So, for instance, this is another title that you actually see a general restriction on, The R pops up over the picture. And what that's showing us is that that is a commonly restricted title. If I go ahead and scan this book with the Amazon Seller app, I'm sure that I will see that I'm unable to sell this book in any current condition. So again, this is just giving us the heads up when we're at a sourcing location that this may not be a big hit for me on FBA, but if you see here, there's at least $30 profit in this book. If I can pick this book up at a thrift store for $2 or $3, there's no reason I shouldn't try to flip it on another platform or maybe go through restrictedinventory.com or one of those other sales outlets to go ahead and flip it. They'll typically take a share of the profits, but I'd rather have half of $30 than have $0 by leaving it in the store. So that's just another suggestion of how you can use the interface on ScoutIQ, use the information it's giving you to make a better decision in the store. If I were to scan this with the seller app, it's just going to tell me that I can't sell it. I'll probably walk away from it at that point. But here I'm seeing these profits very clearly. I'm seeing the E-score at 132. That's just about every day this book is selling. And at a 43,000 rank, it's probably sold within the last hour or so. So I'm definitely going to want to pick that up and try to find an outlet to go ahead and flip it. All right, everyone. So that wraps up our overview of the ScoutIQ book sourcing app. We owe our financial recovery and the birth and growth of our business to a few influential people who came into our periphery at just the right points. And the fine folks at ScoutIQ are definitely at the top of that list. So if you found this video helpful or of value to you, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Set up your Amazon seller account. It's absolutely free. Check out our link below in the description so you can start your 14-day free trial of ScoutIQ and learn from our mistakes and start scouting like a pro from day one instead of flailing around without a direction like I did for a couple of weeks. Just make sure that you check back with us often for new content because we're putting out new videos every single week. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to save money, make money, and dream big. Take care, guys.
Shut up and sit down.